Alright, so we're making our first pass here. Once again, make sure that your yarn's not so much on your shoulder you can't get it through your weft or your warp. You know, you can't bring your weft shuttle through your warp because that would be bad. Alright, now first things first, we always like to start and then leave a little extra, probably about 2 or 3 inches, you know, 4 inches, whatever, depending on the side of your warp. So you can bring this back in and then have it overlap so you don't have a dangling end out there. So I'm going to bring this in right here. Sometimes I like to use my thing to make sure it's all the way through.
What's it called, do we know? It's like a hook on a stick.
This is an evil poker of doom.
Yes, exactly.
So bring that across.
He's in there trying to pull it through. You can't see through here either. Oh well. But you know what he's doing. He's just pulling it back through.
And bring it down once more before. And then you don't want to switch because you won't have a whole row, so you don't want to switch yet. So you know, keep it like this. Bring this back through. You watch your edges, like I said, you don't want to pull them too tight. You also want to leave it kind of at an angle because when you bring it down, it's going to be going up and down a lot. So if you pull it tight like that, it's going to pull your edges in real bad. So you want to leave it at an angle. And then, you know, the tension, if you've got the tension right and everything sets right, that should end there. No pulling. And then you have this here. And then it comes out. Then you have that little overlap right there. It's a little imperfection, but hey, you know, you got to have it, otherwise it won't stay.
It gives it character, shows it's handmade, and all that jazz.
What if you didn't have hands? Would it still be handmade?
Would it be nub made?
It would be nub made.
Nubs of love.
Nubs of weft.
I don't know if we told you the Nubs of Love story, but if we have,
it's still funny.
It's still funny.
You had to have told her that story.
I never told Maggie that story.
You haven't told her?
I have, I think. I'm pretty sure. Why wouldn't I?
Why wouldn't you?
You can see we left on this one outside string here, so that's gonna get looser.
So what you're gonna have to do is later on is probably, you know, somehow make it tighter up here. I don't know.
We'll see how it goes at the end.
We'll see how it goes.
I'm not gonna watch him weave the whole thing. Ah! Stab me! Ow! You! I'm in the way because I'm trying to take a movie. But yeah, I'll film key points, like if he has to add.
I mean, you could add a switch over if you wanted when the switch shuttles.
There's not a whole lot of
But I'm not doing different colors, so there's no need to like have elaborate patterns or anything. This is just like the most basic.
This is basic. Quite basic.
You could bring out my other ones and show them.
I could.
You could take them all out of the cabinet there.
Maybe I will.
Maybe you should.
Maybe I will. What are they, underneath here or underneath there? Okay, underneath here. Kind of below our cookbooks collection.
Another thing I don't like about this multicolor yarn, I can't really tell if it's even as well.
Yeah, it looks kind of wobbly yet, but it'll even out in the end.
Yeah, it'll even out.
So, yes. And here, along with a lot of our dish towels collection, is where he's been keeping his finished projects. This one you can't really tell. Yes, you can. You can tell. I can see it in the video. It's doubled up. It's doubled up.
Some of the
every in the warp. Every I think inch he's got 2 going through 1 hole, and he tried to do about every inch going through in the weft. He'd do back and forth in the one spot. So
tried to make them as square as possible.
It didn't really come out very square, but that's okay. It's a nice pattern.
It's hard to tell.
It is. Did you do that with this one too? No, this is just a plain brown thing.
No, we doubled up.
Oh no, yeah, the whole thing is doubled up. You can tell it's slightly different. Everything. It was just the weft though, right?
Yeah, the warp.
The warp. I'm getting your turns and stuff. The warp is not the weaving part.
Back and forth.
The warp. I know what it is. I just keep saying the wrong things. But yeah, the warp was doubled up 2 in every spot.
So it's thicker.
Which makes it looks slightly different as far as the pattern goes. And then there's log cabin patterns, and what that is it's 2 colors, and what was it? It was like doubled up every inch-ish, like 2, and then it's every other one, and then it's 2 grays here, 2 grays here, 2 grays. Not doubled up like 2 in one spot, but like it goes gray, gray, white, gray, white, gray, white, gray, gray, white, gray, white, gray, white, gray, gray, kind of like that. Except
harder to see.
It's harder to see. There's a blue one, same pattern, in here, like that. So.
Show my wool scarves.
Where are your wool scarves? Here's one. Is it? Yeah, that's a wool one. Those feel like wool. And then did the same thing going this way. You had 2 shuttles, one with each color on it, and then every certain amount he'd double up the color. Right? Yeah, there's like 2 grays here and 2 blues this way. Alright, next pattern I'm pulling out, that's a dish towel. Oh, you have a wool scarf done like that too. So that's kind of nifty. That's up there.
We found some wood yarn that was on
Yeah, we found some wool yarn on sale. This is, it's sort of like a twirly pattern. It's probably got a name. It's probably your book under a certain name. But,
like a star pen.
What is it? It's 222, right?
Yep.
It's 2 of each color, like gray, gray, brown, brown, gray, gray, or tan with their tan, brown, brown, and the same way back, of course. So that's what that comes out like.
And that turned out a lot longer than I thought it would.
Yeah, this is neat though.
I miscalculated my waste yarn.
This was something he made just to use up different colors of yarn, and so that would be, you know, he did about 2 inches of green, 2 inches of white, 2 inches of green, and then stripes of gray. It's nice, it's neat. It all came out pretty even. And you can see like the edges, they're not gonna be perfect, but they're pretty good. He's getting a lot better than his initial tries, which are under there. Yeah, we're going back to the bottom of the stack. Yep. What else is in here? Oh, like this one right here.
That's my first.
This is his very first one ever that he made.
And red and green would be awesome.
Yeah, because it was Christmas time. We're getting close to Christmas time.
Anything but awesome.
And it's kind of like they don't go together. I mean, it might have been better if I had like. Maybe it was like if it was red and green stripes and then you had one color going across them, maybe. Yeah. But and also the fact that it looks kind of like a zipper on the edges, like it just look at that. So yeah, this is his first thing that he made ever.
I didn't want the ends to be too tight.
He didn't want the ends to be too tight because everywhere it says don't make them too tight. Don't pull too tight. And so he started not tight at all. And you can see it gets skinnier as you go up.
And we've actually washed those.
Have we washed it? Yeah, we washed some of these to see if they'd fall apart, and apparently they haven't. I don't remember which one we washed. I assume if it fell apart, we'd be able to tell.
We haven't washed the wool one.
Oh, yeah, we haven't washed the wool one. This one is interesting because you can see how skinny this string is that we used. It was like, I don't even know what it's supposed to be, but it's wicked skinny. It's like crocheting or making lace doilies out of it, yeah. And we used a regular yarn across it, but it's wicked skinny. You can barely tell the pattern. But it's yellow on a light blue. And what else is in here? Here's purple and gray. Nothing special really about it, other than it's purple and gray. These are some placemats he made.
And that's when the yarn going across was...
Yeah, we used a thick, a different kind of yarn, different thickness of yarn going across, so you can see how much thicker it is on the edges. Same with these. There's some blue ones. And here's another thing made pretty early on. The first one he did was red this way, green in the weft, and this is green warp and red weft, so you can tell. Again, colors either didn't work out so well as we had thought, and it was also a first one. Like here's a spot where he had to add. We used to tie knots, right?
Yeah, I thought I'd tie knots.
He thought he'd tie knots, and of course they show up when it's 2 different colors. So, is that all your thingies you made? I think that's all your thingies you made.
What about my blue placemats?
Yeah, blue placemats I pulled out.
Well, we've given several away.
We've given some to your mom, some to my mom. We've made some for people, and stuff. So. We made one just like this, except with a purple sort of.
Yeah, and purple and white.
Purple and white mixture yarn.
So as you can see, it's coming along.
Yep, he's just been up there weaving.
You can do this for hours. Do it while we watch TV. This is a fun part, at least for me.
Yeah, he likes stuff that's repetitive.
I mean,
what? No, it's just you don't have to. You can do it without thinking, I guess. Well, you can and you can't. Never mind. I'll stop talking. You tell me what you like about it.
I like it because it's like repetitive in some way. Wait a minute, I repeat myself when I'm under stress. I repeat myself when I'm under stress.
You must like it.
Yes. Except it's stressful. No, I like it because, you know, it's something that you could do with your hands while you're thinking about other things, but at the same time you're concentrating on it a little bit. It's not like, you know, where it takes a ton of concentration to do it unless you're doing a lot of patterns and counting, which I don't like the counting as much, but, you know, some people do, make really intricate patterns. I just like the fact that you can take something that's like, you know, these one-dimensional lines and turn them into a two-dimensional sheet, you know, that's, you know, fairly sturdy, you know. It's like, take all these flimsy things and then you make them something nice and sturdy. So I like that. But, yeah.
Alright, well I'm gonna put these away. Are you about to turn it, or?
Do you want to get it on camera and turn it?
Yeah.
Alright, well,
might as well, because I'm about to turn off this.
If you're about to crank it down, you put it in the lock middle position. I like to put my shuttle up there. You can put it off to the side. You'll have a stand, so there'll probably be a place for it. Your shuttles be huge. And then what you do is you unlock it in the back.
I don't know.
And then you let it go. You know, take the tension off. Once again, you want to make sure your dowel's not on top. Until it is, because you got so much in back there. And you advance it, you know, 4 or 5 inches. You know. Now, when you're bringing it around, you want to make sure that you get your ends here that you tied knots, so your loose thread, as even as possible. Because when they come under pressure underneath the warp, you find that, you know, wait a minute, you know, you'll find that there'll be lumps coming back up, and then it'll make lumps across. So you want to try to make these knots as even as possible. I've seen even people roll some paper up underneath here to make it, you know, a little bit smoother. I haven't found it's a huge deal, so I haven't really.
Okay.
Tension.
I'm done for now.
Alright.